I've been hauling freight for 17 years. Cross-country, long haul. The kind of routes where you see 3 sunrises before you sleep in your own bed. I've driven through blizzards, ice storms, and fog so thick I couldn't see my own hood. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for Christmas Eve 2024 on Interstate 80 through Nebraska. I took the job because the pay was double. Triple, actually. Some rich family in Aspen needed their Christmas essentials delivered by morning. Decorations, gifts, the works. The dispatcher said the previous driver quit mid-route. Didn't say why. Should have asked. I picked up the trailer at a distribution center outside Omaha around 9 p.m. It was already loaded, sealed. The dock worker handed me the manifest without making eye contact. "Don't open it," he said. "Wasn't planning to," I told him. "No, I mean..." He looked at the trailer, then back at me. "Just don't." The first hour was normal. Empty highway, Christmas songs on the radio, scattered farmhouse lights in the distance. My wife texted me, "Drive safe, love you." I told her I'd be home by the 26th. Around 10:30, the CB radio crackled to life. "Southbound on 80, you got your ears on?" I picked up. "Yeah, this is southbound. Go ahead." Silence then. "What are you hauling?" Weird question. "Why?" "Because I can smell it from here." I looked in my mirrors. No one behind me, no one ahead. "There's nobody near me, buddy." "I'm right behind you." My blood went cold. I checked again. Empty road, nothing but darkness and snow starting to fall. "You're full of it." The radio went dead. At 11 p.m., the snow got heavier. I should have stopped, but I was making good time, and that bonus was calling my name. That's when I noticed the smell. It came through the vents. Sweet, but wrong. Like gingerbread left to rot, like cinnamon mixed with something spoiled, something dead. I cranked down the window, but the cold air didn't help. The smell was inside the cab now, clinging to everything. I pulled over at a rest stop, planning to check the trailer seal. The lot was empty except for one car. Old station wagon with fake wood paneling, covered in snow like it had been there for days. Christmas lights were strung across its roof, but they weren't plugged into anything. They were glowing anyway. I walked to the back of my trailer. The seal was intact, but there was something on the doors. Handprints, small ones, child-sized, pressed into the frost on the metal. From inside the trailer, I heard singing. Not a radio, not a recording. Voices, children's voices. Silent night, holy night. But the words were wrong. Backward overlapping, a dozen voices singing out of sync, the melody decaying into something that made my teeth hurt. I ran back to the cab, locked the doors, grabbed my phone. No signal, of course. The CB crackled again. "You opened it, didn't you?" "I didn't open anything," I shouted into the receiver. "You will." I got back on the highway. I don't know why. I should have abandoned the rig, called someone, anything. But part of me, the part that's driven through hell and kept a schedule, just wanted to finish the job. At midnight, the check engine light came on, temperature gauge redlining. I had to pull over. This time there was nowhere to go, just a service road, barely plowed, leading into darkness. I turned onto it, found a wide spot, and stopped. The engine ticked as it cooled. The singing had stopped, but the smell was everywhere now, thick, choking. Then I heard the knocking, not on my door, on the trailer, from inside, rhythmic, deliberate. Knock, 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 pause, knock, knock, knock. I got out of the cab. I don't know why. I swear to God, I don't know why. My hands moved on their own, breaking the seal, turning the latch, pulling the doors open. Inside was darkness and presents, hundreds of them, wrapped in red and green, stacked floor to ceiling, each one tied with a perfect bow. But they were moving, breathing, the paper expanding and contracting like lungs. In the center of the trailer stood a Christmas tree, 12 feet tall, decorated with ornaments that looked like eyes. They blinked, and beneath the tree, sitting cross-legged, was something wearing a Santa suit. It wasn't human. The proportions were wrong. Arms too long, head too large, smile too wide. Its beard wasn't white, it was wet. Red. "You're early," it said. Its voice sounded like my father's voice. "My father's been dead for 6 years. I'm just the driver. You opened it. I had to. The engine? You opened it early. The children get their gifts early now." The presents started tearing themselves open. From inside each one came a sound. Crying, screaming, laughing, all at once. Small hands pushed through the paper. Small faces with empty eyes and too many teeth. I ran. I left the rig, left everything, and I ran through the snow until I found the highway again. A trucker picked me up 3 hours later. I was hypothermic, screaming about Christmas. They found my rig 2 days later, still on that service road. The trailer was empty, completely empty. No presents, no tree, nothing. But the inside was covered in wrapping paper, and written on the walls, in something that looked like frosting but smelled like copper, was a message. "Thank you for the early delivery. We'll see you next year." I don't drive anymore. I don't celebrate Christmas anymore. And if you ever get offered triple pay for a holiday haul, if someone tells you not to open it, if you smell gingerbread where there shouldn't be any, turn around. Walk away. Some deliveries aren't meant to arrive on time. Last week I got a card in the mail. No return address. Inside it just said, "Your route for Christmas 2025 is confirmed." I never signed up for another haul, but somehow they know I will. I worked at Save Mart for 3 years, night shift stock crew. The job was simple. Unload trucks, stock shelves, stay out of the way. I liked it because I didn't have to deal with customers. Just me, the fluorescent lights, and the quiet hum of industrial refrigeration. Christmas Eve was supposed to be my last shift before a week off. The store closed at 6 p.m. and we had until midnight to restock for the day after Christmas sales. 4 of us on the crew, me, Danny, Maria, and our supervisor, Kirk. By 9 p.m., Danny and Maria were gone. Not quit, not walked out. Gone. It started normal. We were working the holiday aisle. Garland, wrapping paper, those plastic Santas that play the same 3 songs. The store was playing Christmas music over the speakers, corporate policy, Bing Crosby, Mariah Carey, the usual stuff. Except around 8:30, the music changed. It was still Christmas songs, but they were wrong. The tempo was off. Too slow. The lyrics were backwards or in a language I didn't recognize, and underneath it all was this sound, like children laughing, but distorted, stretched out. "You hear that?" Maria asked. Kirk shrugged. "Old PA system. Corporate's too cheap to fix it." But I could see it bothered him too. At 8:45, Danny went to the back to grab more stock. He radioed that he'd found something weird in the loading dock, a delivery that wasn't on the manifest. We told him to leave it, but he said he was going to check it out. He never came back. We searched for him. The loading dock was empty. His radio was on the floor, still transmitting static. His coat was there, his keys, his phone. But no Danny. Maybe he went home? Maria suggested, but her voice shook. Without his keys? Kirk said. Without his coat? We checked the cameras. Kirk pulled up the footage on the back office monitor. The loading dock camera showed Danny walking toward the bay doors. Then the screen glitched. Static, snow, distortion. When the image cleared, Danny was gone. But something else was there. Standing in the corner of the frame. Tall, too tall to be human, wearing red. That's not a person, Maria whispered. The figure turned toward the camera. Its face was white, porcelain white, and it was smiling. Kirk shut off the monitor. We're calling the police. But the phones were dead. Landline, cells, everything. No signal, no dial tone. We're leaving, I said, now. We headed for the front entrance. The automatic doors didn't open. We tried the emergency exits, locked. Fire doors that legally can't be locked. Locked. Every exit in the building was sealed. The Christmas music got louder. That wrong. Backwards music. And now I could make out the words. They weren't English. They weren't any language. Maria started crying. What's happening? Stay together, Kirk said, trying to sound calm. We'll find another way out. That's when we heard the announcement. It came over the PA system, a voice, deep, crackling, cheerful. Attention Save Mart shoppers. We have a special in aisle 7. Holiday memories now on clearance. All sales are final. None of us moved. That's not corporate, I said. Maria, Kirk, the one whose name we haven't learned yet. The voice knew us. You've been selected for our customer appreciation event. Please proceed to aisle 7. We're not going to aisle 7, Kirk said. Oh, but you are. The lights started going out, section by section. Produce went dark, dairy went dark. Frozen foods. Row by row, the store was being swallowed by darkness. Only one section stayed lit. Aisle 7, the holiday aisle. We run, Kirk said. We run and we break a window and we get out. We ran toward the front of the store. But the aisles shifted. I swear to God, they moved. We'd turn down aisle 3, cleaning supplies, and end up in aisle 12, pet food. The store wasn't making sense anymore. The layout was wrong. In every aisle we turned down, we could see it at the far end. The figure in red, tall, smiling, getting closer. Maria screamed, "It's following us!" We ran faster, turned down another aisle, and came face to face with it. Up close, it was worse. It wore a Santa suit, but the fabric was wet, rotting. Its beard was made of something gray and stringy like mold. Its eyes were black pits. And its smile was too wide, stretching past where a mouth should end, showing rows of teeth that looked like broken glass. You've been on my list, it said in that crackling voice. Kirk raised a pallet jack like a weapon. Get away from us. The thing tilted its head. The naughty list, all of you. We didn't do anything, Maria sobbed. Oh, but you did. You ignored the bell ringers. You threw away donations. You worked on Christmas Eve not because you had to, but because you wanted the overtime. You forgot what this season means. That's insane, Kirk shouted. The thing's smile widened. Christmas remembers everything, every slight, every greed, every moment you looked away. The shelves started moving, closing in. Products fell, cans, bottles, boxes, raining down on us. We ran again, and this time we made it to aisle 7. The holiday aisle was different now. The decorations were moving. The plastic Santas turned their heads to watch us. The garlands slithered like snakes. And at the end of the aisle was a Christmas tree, 20 feet tall, covered in ornaments that looked like eyes. They blinked. Under the tree were presents, wrapped in red and green. Maria's name was on one. Kirk's name was on another. And my name My real name, the one I never told anyone at this job, was on the largest one. "Don't touch them," I said, but Maria was already reaching for hers. "It knows my name. How does it know my name?" "Maria, don't." She opened it. Inside was a mirror. She looked into it and started screaming. She kept screaming and screaming until her voice gave out, and then she just stood there, staring into the box, tears running down her face. I looked over her shoulder. The mirror showed her, but she was old, dying, alone in a hospital room with no visitors, no flowers, no cards. "Your future," the thing in red said, now standing behind the tree. "The future you earned." Kirk grabbed Maria, tried to pull her away, but she wouldn't move. Her eyes were locked on the mirror. The thing looked at me. "Open yours." "No." "You will. They all do." I ran. I left Kirk and Maria, and I ran. Back through the shifting aisles, back toward the loading dock, anywhere. The store was infinite now. I ran past the same displays over and over, the same shelves, the same fluorescent lights. And behind me, I heard it singing, "Santa Claus is coming to town." But the words were wrong, backwards. And there were too many voices singing, overlapping, echoing through the empty store. I found a storage closet and locked myself inside. Sat in the darkness with my hands over my ears, trying to block out the singing. I don't know how long I was in there. When I opened the door, it was morning. Sunlight through the windows. The store was normal. Aisles in the right place. Music off. Doors unlocked. Kirk was standing at the front entrance, staring at nothing. Maria was in aisle 7, still holding the box. Danny was never found. They said we had a gas leak. Hallucinations. Carbon monoxide. The store was closed for a week for safety inspections. But I know what I saw. I quit that day. Haven't been in a Save Mart since. But last week I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Inside was a Christmas card. It showed Save Mart. Empty. Dark. And in the front window I could see a figure. Tall, in red, smiling, and inside the card, handwritten, it said, "You never opened your present. We're saving it for next Christmas. See you then." I don't celebrate Christmas anymore. And if you work retail during the holidays, if you're closing on Christmas Eve, if you hear music that sounds wrong, get out. Don't wait for your shift to end. Just leave. Because Christmas remembers everything. And some gifts you don't want to open.